All right, everybody, who's ready for a brand new DC update? I am back with some new DC information. Now, before I get into the photos I am going to show you today, I want to address something that people have to understand about my channel. This is my channel. Now, I am not addressing the haters in this video, but you guys have to understand something, and I am going to show something from a quote from a commenter yesterday, and you guys have to understand what my role is on my channel. So let's take a look at this and have a little bit of a discussion here. So this was the quote that is prompting me to talk about this, and I'm also going to address part of my video yesterday. And it said, and this is why we are called the Snyder fans. Keep the hate, Aaron, and keep the DC fans divided. This is not helping in anything you are talking about the past. Really? This is why it's called the past. Nonsense. Well, I have news for anybody who comes in here. This is my channel, my review with Aaron Fisher. It is not my job to unite fans. It is not my job to make the studio look good when they're not good. That is not my job. My job is to give reviews on things that I see, that I hear, that I consume, so that the people on my channel who are subscribed can see what my review is and hopefully make up their mind on whether they want to partake in the things or view the things that I'm viewing and seeing and doing. That is up to everybody to make up their own decision, their own choice, and make up their own minds on this stuff. But I'm giving you my perspective on everything. It's my perspective. My job is not to unite the fans, and it is important to understand that. The studio is the one who is supposed to unite the fans, and all the studio has been doing has been dividing the fans, left and right. They announce Henry Cavill's back. Then they get rid of him. They show that Ben Affleck is back for multiple cameos. Then they cut all those cameos. They cut the Cavill cameos. They're changing everything on the fly. This doesn't work as a fan anymore. I don't care. I could care less about Warner Brothers Discovery. I hope they sink and they burn. I'm a DC fan, and they do not respect DC properties. They haven't for years. This goes all the way back to Superman 2. You guys should watch that documentary online about Superman 2 and what the studio did. The studio is the problem. My channel is not the problem. My commenters are not the problem. The people who, my subscribers are not the problem. The studios are. Now, there was a lot of discussion about my video yesterday that story that I posted was from a site that is not reliable. Here's what I'm going to tell you about that story. I have more proof to back up that story than people have to say that it's fake. And here is the reality of the situation with that story. Number one, it is a fact that Henry Cavill was back. Okay? The studio made him have go around the circuit and announce that he was back. Now, people will say that Ben Affleck was done as Batman. What did he do after he said he was done with Batman? He actually came back for Zack Snyder's Justice League to shoot a scene. He actually came back for The Flash. He had a cameo in Aquaman 2. He came back after he said he was done. He was actually back as Batman. He has publicly talked about how he loved his time on The Flash. He loved working with Zack Snyder. He was saying he was sad that it was coming to an end. He wanted to continue with the character. And then they announced that they're cutting all of this stuff. And last year on Thanksgiving, Zack Snyder posted a video on his Vero account of his Thanksgiving turkey, and the only thing in the background on the account in the background was Final Crisis, the comic with notebooks underneath it for notes that he was taking. You want to tell me they weren't doing something, that something wasn't being conjured up? You're full of it. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're not following the things that I'm talking about on the channel. I bring you guys all of this information. I actually show it to you. And if you choose not to believe it, that's your own problem. The fact is the studios have lied to us. They promised us things that aren't happening. They said things were happening to sell tickets that didn't happen, and I'm sick and tired of it. Everybody should be sick and tired of it at this stage, and things aren't going to change unless people speak with their wallets. Now, somebody made the comment that you're still going to go see, you're boycotting these last two films, but then you're going to go see the Superman film. Number one, I don't think Superman Legacy is ever going to get made, and I hope it doesn't ever get made. If it does get made, I am a review channel, and I am going to review it, and I'm going to go see the first film that is supposedly part of the DCU. And I will give my honest opinion on it. And I like I said, I could disassociate myself from the studios and the crap behind the scenes that are making it to give you an honest review on a film. And I will honestly review that Superman film. And if it's amazing, I'll say it's amazing. If it's garbage, I will certainly say it's garbage. That is what my channel is about. I'm here to review things. And if I choose to boycott something because I'm sick and tired of the changes that they're making, and it's garbage and it's convoluted. Yeah, they totally butchered The Flash. They totally butchered Aquaman. James Wan even said, I've even shown people. So to sit there and say that James Gunn doesn't have anything to do with the failure of these last four films, you are lying. Flat out lying to yourselves. You're lying to everybody else. He absolutely does. Nobody wants to go see these films, mainly because of what Gunn has done. Why do you think people didn't go see Shazam 2? People are making excuses that people aren't going to go see Aquaman because of Amber Heard. People didn't go see The Flash because of The Star, Yeah, I'm sure that was a factor to a degree, but a bigger factor is the fact that Gunn, Zaslav, and all those guys changed everything. Safran, that they came in and changed it all. That is the bigger factor. That is exactly why Shazam 2 failed. There was no controversy with that film. That film wasn't butchered. That's when people started speaking with their wallets, and that's continuing and is going to continue. So if Warner Brothers wants to make money and wants people to care, they're going to have to give content that people actually want to see. You can claim it's Superman Legacy, but there's nothing to prove that that's what's happening. And I'm not going to address people that come in, say this was fake, that was fake. I totally believe that story, and I have the proof to back it up. I have the stories, I have the videos, I have the pictures that I've shown repeatedly on my channel that show that is certainly the direction the studio was going until Zaslav changed everything. This is just total bullcrap. All right, so let's take a look at some of the photos that I grabbed over the last 24 hours here. So this goes back to what I talked about yesterday and what part of the first part of my video was today. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom has gone through the third round of reshoots, 2 cut Batmans, and mixed test screening scores. The film is now said to be on a positive track after the last round of reshoots. That's coming from The Hollywood Reporter. Bullcrap. I don't believe that for a second. I totally believe this film is butchered beyond belief and have no interest in seeing it. I feel sorry for James Wan. I do. I absolutely do, because this guy made a great first film, had a great foundation to do a second film, and the studio screwed him and the fans over. So this film will fail too. Now this is pretty cool. At the San Diego Comic-Con, they are showing that there is going to be a 6-pack of the Batman, the Batmans that have been on film. And this will be coming from McFarlane Toys. I already knew about this, and I'm actually excited to get my hands on this if it ever does get released and if I can get my hands on it. You can see that it's got all of the different Batman that have been on film. This would be a cool set to have. I'm eager to get more of the Ben Affleck Batman down there at the end than anything else. But it'll be cool to get also Nolan's Batman and some of the other Batmans as well. But that'll be coming soon. Now, there's a little bit of interesting information here. Christopher Nolan has been making the rounds because of Oppenheimer, and I will be going to see Oppenheimer tonight, and my review up will be early. I'm going to have it release probably at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so if you're interested in seeing my review on Oppenheimer, that will be up tonight. As soon as I get back, I will record that review and have it set to release at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so you're looking at about 7 a.m. Eastern here in the U.S. That'll be up tomorrow. But it says, Christopher Nolan confirms Josh Hartnett briefly circled the role of Batman. He said, I had an initial conversation with him, but he was more interested in getting involved with the Prestige, so it never went further than that. I don't see him as Batman anyway. I don't think he's ever played a hardened character to where he could do it. And that's the one thing about Christian Bale, too. I don't think he was the best choice for Batman. I do really like those movies, and he did a good job. but I don't see him as a Bruce Wayne or a seriously, mean or vicious Dark Knight, to say the least. But still, that was a great trilogy. Now, this is something interesting from DC Comics and Legendary Comics. Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong is going to be a 7-issue series launching October of 2023. This is from DC Official, Legendary Comics. Art is going to be by Drew Johnson and Christian Deuce. So this might be interesting. I'm probably going to add this to my box and see what this is all about. It'll be interesting to see how this series ends up. I don't see why these heroes couldn't take out these monsters very quickly. But hey, this will probably tie into something James Gunn is going to do in the future. All right, guys, so there's my update for the day. Like I said, I will be seeing Oppenheimer tonight. It is a 3-hour film. I'll be getting back late. I'm going to record it, get it set up. It'll be ready to go for first thing in the morning, so you can check that out. And sorry if I sounded, kind of stern and angry at the beginning of this video, because I've just had it with Warner Brothers. As a fan of these characters, it is frustrating to see them butcher the vision of these filmmakers. It's sickening. It's disgusting, and there are a lot of us who have had it, and we are speaking with our wallets now. And I am a true DC fan through and through. Anybody who knows me knows that. I've proven it time and time again on my channel. I have games, I have comics, I have toys that span all kinds of different generations of DC, the DC characters over different time periods. But when it comes to the live action stuff, man alive, has the studio screwed this up beyond belief, and I don't think they're going to make it out of this. I think they have lost the audience. All right, so there's my update for the day. We will see you on the next update.